Hello and welcome. Today I want to share a story with you. It's a story about a system that failed and about a young IT administrator who was really put to the test. But more than that, it's a story about how right in the middle of a crisis, your most important tool, well, it isn't your technical skill, it's your mindset.
Our story starts, like so many do in the world of IT, with just a few simple words that change absolutely everything. It's just a little after 9 in the morning, the busiest time of day, and all across the company, screens are just frozen. All work has stopped, and that quiet, normal morning hum is about to be shattered.
And then you hear it, the sound of the problem. First, it's just one message, then two, and then it's a flood of emails, of phone calls, all saying the exact same thing. For hundreds of people just trying to start their workday, the digital door to their office is locked shut. And for the IT team, well, the race has just begun. Right at the center of this whole storm is a junior administrator. We'll call him Alex. You can just picture it. Alerts are flashing all over his monitor. Messages are popping up from managers asking for updates. Every single notification feels like another wave crashing over him, and he feels like he's starting to drown.
In these first chaotic moments, Alex is running on pure adrenaline. He knows the systems, he knows all the right commands, but his mind is just caught in this whirlwind of panic. His approach isn't a plan, it's just a reaction. It's a desperate attempt to make the noise stop.
So he's jumping from one server to another, just scanning logs with no real goal in mind. He restarts a service, just hoping for a quick fix, but he's not even sure what else that might break. His mind is just racing with possibilities. Was it a network change? A bad Windows update? And that pressure from his manager for updates, it just makes him freeze. He has way too much data, too many guesses, and no clear path forward. He's just doing things, but every action is just making the water murkier.
And then the entire energy in the room shifts. A senior admin, we'll call her Sarah, walks over. She isn't rushing. She doesn't have some magic fix. She just brings something way more powerful, a sense of complete composure. Her presence is like an anchor in the middle of Alex's storm.
These are the very first words she says. They're so simple, but they just cut right through all the noise. See, it's not a technical command. It's an instruction to change his thinking. She isn't asking for guesses or theories. She's asking for facts. And this is where the real troubleshooting begins.
Now look at this. This is what's so fascinating. The difference between Alex and Sarah isn't just about years of experience. It's a totally different mindset. Alex is guessing. I think it's while Sarah is confirming. What do we know for sure? Alex wants to act, but Sarah wants to understand the impact of that action. It's a huge difference. And when Alex panics and says, "I don't know," Sarah communicates control. Investigation is in progress. This right here is the heart of the story.
So, with Sarah guiding him, Alex's frantic clicking just stops. All that chaos begins to organize itself into a clear, methodical process. The goal isn't just to fix it anymore. The goal is to truly understand why it broke in the first place.
Sarah lays out this really simple but powerful framework. First, they define the scope. Is it affecting everyone, or maybe just the finance department? Just knowing that narrows the search down so much. Next, they ask the single most important question: what changed? Then, they literally trace the user's login path, step by step, to find exactly where things are failing. And finally, they structure their updates, which actually reduces the pressure. This isn't just a checklist, it's a map to get out of the confusion.
And this is such a brilliant lesson Sarah gives Alex. You see, restarting a service might make the problem go away for a minute, sure, but it also erases all the clues. It's kind of like turning a machine off and on again. It might work, but you don't learn a thing. She explains that true resolution, the kind that lasts, only comes from understanding the why. That's the only way you can stop it from happening all over again.
So as they follow this methodical path, something pretty amazing starts to happen. Not only are they getting closer and closer to the actual root cause of the problem, but that feeling of panic all around them just starts to fade away. Calm, clear communication begins to build trust with everyone who's watching.
This is exactly what Sarah shows Alex how to communicate. And notice what's here: who's impacted, what they're looking at, and a clear timeline. That one single sentence tells management that the situation is under control. It completely stops the constant "what's going on" messages, and it gives the team the breathing room they need to actually do the work.
And this is another subtle but really crucial point. It's all about how you frame things. Instead of pointing fingers and blaming the network team, which just creates tension, they use this neutral, professional language. Reviewing network dependencies. That makes the network team a partner in solving the problem, not a target. It's a collaborative approach, and it's key.
And then, finally, their calm, logical process leads them right to the answer. It wasn't some complex hack or a catastrophic hardware failure. It was something simple. A security certificate had expired overnight. They didn't find this by some lucky guess. They found it because their process of elimination naturally led them right there. The fix was easy, but the journey to find it was everything.
Okay, so the system is back online, users are logging in, the crisis is over. But for Alex, the most important part of the day is really just beginning. It's this internal shift, a transformation from just being an operator to becoming a professional.
You know, the technical fix itself, just renewing a certificate, it probably took only a few minutes. Alex could have done that from the very beginning. But the lesson he learned was about everything that came before the fix. It was about how to think, how to act, and how to lead when you're under pressure. The technical skill was never really the issue. The missing piece was the mindset.
And this right here, this captures the big aha moment for Alex. He learns about something called professional judgment. It's that critical shift from being a reactive fixer, always asking, how fast can I fix this, to becoming a thoughtful professional asking, how safely can I understand this? That one question, it changes everything. And here's how you know the lesson really stuck. Instead of just closing the ticket and moving on with his day, Alex starts documenting what happened. And not just the fix, but the whole investigation. His focus has already shifted. He's not just thinking about this one incident anymore. He's thinking about the health of the entire system and how to make sure this never, ever happens again.
So, as we come to the end of our story, what are the big lessons we can pull from this journey? First, pressure is always going to be there. That's inevitable. But panic? Panic is a choice. Second, slowing down to think clearly is almost always the fastest way to a safe resolution. Third, communication isn't a distraction, it's a tool for managing confidence. And finally, the real goal isn't just to fix what's broken, but to understand the system on a much deeper level.
When you boil it all down, this is the simple truth at the heart of our story. Your knowledge of servers and networks is absolutely crucial. But in that moment of crisis, when everything is on the line, it's your mindset, your ability to stay calm, to stay structured, and to stay focused. That's going to be your most powerful tool.
And so, I'll leave you with a question to think about. The next time those alerts start firing off and the pressure starts to build, which role are you going to play? Will you become part of the chaos, the storm, or will you be the anchor of calm that guides everyone else to clarity? Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you for watching this video. My name is Naresh. I am the content creator behind this YouTube channel. I have created a community for Citrix learners where I will be posting a lot of details on Citrix products and how to work in Citrix environments. I'm going to mention the link in the video description so you can click on that link and you can become part of the community. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.